It's time for Declare Your Independence with Ernest Hancock.
Believe me when I say we have a difficult time ahead of us. But if we are to be prepared for it, we must first shed our fear of it. I stand here without fear because I remember that I am here not because of the path that lies before me, but because of the path that lies behind me. I remember that for 100 years we have fought these machines. And after a century of war, I remember that which matters most. We are still here! Tonight, let us make them remember we are not afraid!
Welcome back to Declare Your Independence with me, Ernest Hancock, here in Phoenix, Arizona, from the beautiful studios of Freedoms with an S, freedomsphoenix.com. You know, we mentioned Donald Trump having an opinion about, some things. We're going to go to hell in a handbasket kind of thing. But, what a lot of people don't know is that he made, well, I tell you what, I'm going to let him make the announcement right here. Let's go ahead and listen to what Donald Trump has to say. Now, he's on Newsmax. .tv, and they had him on as a guest, some young, pretty little blonde, just bringing him in. And this was on InfoWars. This was posted up on Freedom's Phoenix. Here we go.
Well, you've said you are considering a run for president. There is even a website that's attempting to recruit you. It's called shouldtrumprun.com. Are you planning to run for president in 2012?
Well, I'm thinking about it. I'm looking at what's happening with this country. And frankly, it's very sad. I see what's happening left and right, how we're being abused by other nations, and I don't like it. I don't like what's happening with jobs. I am seriously thinking about it.
Now, you have said that if you choose to run, that you would run as a Republican. But a number of people are saying that conditions are ripe right now for an independent candidate or perhaps a third-party candidate. Would you consider running as an independent or perhaps even a Tea Party candidate?
Well, I respect the Tea Party, but I am a Republican, so I'd be running as a Republican.
What is it about the Republican Party that...
I've been a Republican for a long time. I just really respect what they stand for. I like that they're fighting certain battles, and that's what I'm going to be doing. I'll be running as a Republican.
A big story today unfolding in the Middle East is the unrest and protests in Egypt. Are you satisfied with the Obama administration's response thus far?
Well, I don't think there has been a response, frankly. I mean, I look at what's going on in the Middle East. It's an explosion, and I don't think, has there been a response? I don't think so.
Well, CNBC's Erin Burnett, who is a friend of yours, and she has appeared on The Apprentice.
And a good reporter.
I've seen her on The Apprentice. She came out on Morning Joe this morning saying that the fallout from this could cause oil prices to go stratospheric, in her words. And investor Jim Rogers is predicting that oil could hit $200 a barrel. You think that's possible?
It also could go the other way. I mean, frankly, the Middle East is a tinderbox. It's going to explode. OPEC will probably be destroyed if it explodes, and oil prices could go the other way. I'm a student at the Wharton School of Finance. I did very well. I understand economics. And you'll break up this, really what would normally be an illegal monopoly of OPEC, and break it up very strongly. So when I look at the Middle East, it's a tinderbox. It's exploding. And I'm saying that could have a positive impact on oil prices as opposed to, I mean, if you look at oil right now, it's going to be soon $100 a barrel. Far too high. It's set by OPEC. I think OPEC would explode with the Middle East, and that wouldn't be the worst thing in the world.
You've been very critical in the past of OPEC. What are your concerns?
Well, I think it's unfair. I think it should be illegal. If you have a store and I have a store and we collude and set prices, we go to jail. Here you have 12 men, in this case, all men. They sit around a table, they go out, and they set the price of oil. We have so much oil. There's so much oil out at sea. Ships are loaded up with oil. They don't know where to dump it. And the prices are going. I just passed coming over to the studio, which is a beautiful studio, by the way.
Thank you.
But coming over to the studio, I see $3.50 for a gallon of oil, gallon of gas for the cars. I mean, cars are lined up trying to get it. And it's $3.50. It's a shame. It's a ridiculous shame. I have a friend who's a very smart guy. He said when oil goes above $40 to $50 a barrel, if it goes above $40 to $50, this country is in serious, serious trouble. Plus, we don't use our natural gas. We have more natural gas than anybody. Why we're not using it is like an amazing thing. Abu Dhabi, very interestingly, Abu Dhabi, which has plenty of oil, they just went to all natural gas for transportation. You know why? Because they want to sell us the oil at exorbitant prices. So when you tell me about Obama and what he's doing in the Middle East, I don't think he's doing anything in the Middle East.
All right. Well, to China, you have criticized the president also for how he has dealt with China, which devalues its currency and pursues policies that hurt U.S. workers. What should the U.S. be doing with China and other states to address our trade imbalances?
Well, I'm a big buyer of products, and I'm also, unfortunately, a big buyer of Chinese products. And it's very hard to buy, if you're buying glass and various other things, it's very hard not to buy Chinese products, including sheetrock, which has destroyed many a development and many a life. And I will say this before I go any further. We make better products than China. Our products are better. The problem is they manipulate their currency so badly that it's almost impossible for a person like me to buy outside. You go out, I want to buy an American product. The Chinese products come in, they're cheaper. They're not as good, they're cheaper. And it's not because of workers or anything else. It's because of a manipulation of the currency. The other thing, if you try and do business in China, it's almost impossible. It's very, very hard to do business. Look what happened with General Electric recently. They want all the technology. They want you to build your plants in China. We have a very weak policy, whether it's China, by the way, or the horrible agreement just signed with South Korea, or so many other horrible deals that we make. We don't have the ability to make good deals with other countries. We're like a whipping post for other countries. We are standing there and just being beaten by South Korea, by Mexico, by China, by India. If you have a problem with your credit card, you call somebody up. That person is based in India. And then they wonder why we're not going to have jobs for another 5 or 6 years. You know, Ben Bernanke just said recently, it's going to be at least 5 years before our jobs really come back. And I say, why? All our jobs are going to China. We're rebuilding China and other places. So unless we get tough and unless we get smart, and unless we stop having dinners for people that are destroying us, like when the president of China came 2 weeks ago to this country and we gave him a great state dinner, we're going to have big problems, very big problems.
You talk about getting tough and getting smart. Specifically, what should we be doing?
Well, there are many things. I mean, number one, we have to do something about OPEC because that's the lifeblood of a country. Right now, until we get on natural gas and other things, they really have us, and they're sitting around and inflating the price. And, you know, when we had our problem not so long ago, a few years ago, if you noticed, oil was almost $150 a barrel. Now, they're blaming the banks, and the banks were terrible. They were terrible. And lots of other things were terrible. But I give a lot of the credit for the almost collapse of this country to the price of oil. It's going to be up there very soon again, and you're going to have another catastrophic problem. It's the lifeblood of this country. And we have these 12 people sitting around. And by the way, anytime a country comes up with oil, they invite them in. Join OPEC, join OPEC. You know, the United States is stupid. The people that are representing the United States are really stupid. So join us and we'll, excuse me, take advantage of the United States. We'll sell them oil at totally inflated prices. And they're draining our lifeblood. We cannot allow that to continue. Now, people say, well, what power do we have in OPEC? They wouldn't even exist if it weren't for us.
You talk about oil getting up there again. Where do you see it going?
Well, I think it could go with proper leadership down to $40 a barrel. I think if we continue the way it is, it's going to go up to $150 a barrel.
Okay.
Nobody talks to OPEC. Mm-hmm. Nobody says, hey, fellas, guess what? Times have changed.
Yeah, well, you know, you start to see where this is going. What is he saying? He's going, we got to do something about OPEC with an aircraft carrier or whatever. You know, I mean, it's just more and more, you know, can we just not? Can we just let it go? Let it go to $200 a barrel. Let it, 300, whatever. Then guess what's going to happen? Oh, we're going to find alternatives. This is, you know, the mindset of that. We have to turn dials. And I think we'll go ahead and play some more of this because I want to see if he even gets to quantitative easing, if he gets to the Federal Reserve printing more money. You know, I'm amazed that commodities are as low as they are with as much money as we keep printing. You know, this is, you know, he wants to run as a Republican. Yeah, that's going to be, you know, a cast of clowns. So we'll see what he has to say when we come back. I want to finish this.